Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of our podcast today. Here we have the global ambassador of TurboLoop. How's it going today?
Hello, thank you for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here once again. This is a blessing to be talking about TurboLoop and to be here having a very sweet conversation with you, my friend. And I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to be the global ambassador of the project. You know, the global ambassador of this project is just a position, it's just a title. We are all normal users of the project, and I am here as a clarifier, as the one whose duty is to clarify every single one of the points and parts and angles of the project. On daily basis, we keep this connection with our people, with our members, and that's a blessing for someone like me. You know, I have been in touch with our friends, our family, because TurboLoop is a family, and we are an integrated family all together. On daily basis, I have the privilege to be in touch with them via the global Zoom calls and other calls that we make on daily basis. And everybody knows me in this project, and I am really, really happy to have the chance to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Okay, let's move on to the first question. What is a stablecoin?
Okay, this is a major question for so many people. This is a concept that everyone should know as the investor, as someone that wants to participate in a project, someone that wants to be in a project. And this is actually a blessing to have the opportunity to explain these concepts. Stable coin, as its name suggests, is a coin that is stable in price. So what is the most stable currency here? We have all our transactions being done based on dollar. So there are some coins that exactly have the same amount of dollar, like USDT, USDC, and so many other stable coins. I mean, 1 USDT equals $1. And the point is, these coins are far away from fluctuation. They will all the time stay the same, and happily, TurboLoop is making use of these stable coins as the fuel of its own project. So that's something really big. That's something really interesting and effective on the performance of such project. And I will be giving further information and further explanation through the rest of our interview together. But stablecoin is a coin that exactly have the same amount as $1 American dollar. One stablecoin, 1 USDT, 1 USDC, $1. All of them are equal together.
Okay, thank you so much. And why does TurboLoop use USDT as its deposit asset?
Okay, this is exactly one of the things that I mentioned that is really, really important for our project. So you may ask why. I'm going to say that, when you are in a project and we have offered you 4 plans of investment with fixed amounts of ROI at the beginning, what can make these amounts promising and what can keep you, all our users, far away from day-to-day fluctuations in the market, from so many risk factors in the market, is making use of stable coins as the fuels of this project. So, you deposit USDT in the project, and you are promised that at the end of the maturity of your plan, for example, 24% in the TurboLoop, you will be getting 24% on the amount you have invested. Okay, you invest $200 in the TurboLoop, and in the end, you will get $48, okay, as the profit. So the amount of capital you have invested and the amount of capital you will be withdrawing is the same. So there won't be any fluctuation, and you will be sure, completely sure, that I will get something that is equal with dollar. Imagine if in a scenario, a volatile token, something like Bitcoin or Ethereum in the project, Bitcoin has decreased in price from something like $120,000 to nowadays $60,000 or $70,000, and that's a huge decrease. Okay, and if we wanted to have these volatile tokens, that promising system, that fixed amount of ROI will be questioned, okay, and would be questioned. And due to the fact that we have promised you, our friends, to give you a fixed amount of ROI at the beginning and at the maturity point of each plan, using USDT and USDC as the stable coins is something that guarantees the amount at the end. This is something really big, and we should be really careful about this because this is a blessing for every single one of us. TurboLoop has kept every single one of us far away from fluctuations.
And what role does USDC play if users deposit USDT?
Okay, something interesting here is that we haven't relied on one stable coin. Some people can deposit USDT and some people can deposit USDC. Okay, they are all the same in price and value. They have the value of $1, and we are really happy. That actually shows the versatility of our platform. That actually shows that this platform has so many different ways, has facilitated and has created a convenient ecosystem for its users. This is something big. This is something blessing.
And how does a USDC-USDT liquidity pair work?
There is a system of revenue generation in the project, and this is something that everybody knows. This is exactly the way that this project works. Something interesting about this USDT and USDC pair is that users and investors deposit USDT into the contract. then that will directly go to the liquidity pool and the PancakeSwap V3 pool. And after making and generating the revenue, it will be directly back to people. So you may ask that, Dave, is this the only way of revenue generation? I would like to say no. We have different revenue generation ways, and this is just one of them. The second one is TurboSwap, and the third one is TurboBuy. We are really, really happy to have different ways of revenue generation, and these are the ways that guarantee the sustainability of this project, and I am happily telling you that this works.
And why use stablecoins instead of volatile cryptocurrencies?
Okay, this is a big question. You know, because we want to be far away from day-to-day fluctuations, day-to-day market situations, and we want our people, our users, to feel that relief. Okay, why? Because imagine you put something as Bitcoin, as other coins in your plans, and at that point, if the market goes up, you will make a profit. But if the market goes down, so your investment could be under the effect of the market. Some news could affect directly on those investing systems. And this is something really interesting about the project. Okay, USDT and stable coins will allow us to give you these promising plans that you are going to be in a system and you will get a promising amount. You know, you will get a promising amount at the end of the plans. And that is something that you can count on.
Does a stablecoin pair completely remove impermanent loss risk?
You know, all in all, this is crypto. Okay, you should know that this space is risky, but what TurboLoop has done is something really, really eminent and something that we can consider a salient feature. How? You know, we have provided the safety of a banking system, and we have provided the profitability of a trading system. And that's how TurboLoop is a place to be. That's how TurboLoop is a place that can give you a very safe journey to be in. This is something big. This is something really interesting.
And what other risks remain?
Okay, what other risks remain? I have been telling you so many times that we're not here to force you. We're not here to convince you. And all the time, I'll tell you, my friends, all the time, do your own research. This is something really interesting because imagine you're going to buy a t-shirt. You go through so many searchings. You know, you go through so many malls, you go through so many shopping places. And now here it's talking about investment. You need to do your own research. What we are doing here as the presenters of the project, as a clarifier of the project, is that we clarify everything. If you have any questions, comments, ambiguity in mind, I can remove those vagueness, those ambiguities in your mind by giving you the right information about the project. For doing your own research, everything is completely accessible for you, my friends. There is nothing that we are going to hide. And all you need to analyze, all you need to investigate is well provided for you, my friends. And this is a blessing. And this is something super valuable. And I want you, every single one of my friends, to go through your own researches and then act and take an adequate action based on your personal strategies. You need to customize and strategize your way. And to be honest, comparing to the trading systems, comparing to the banking systems, comparing to other projects existing in the market, TurboLoop has done something great. Over 10,000 people have used this amazing platform successfully, and this is something that we can flex. This is something that we are really, really proud of.
And the last question is, why must users select the correct blockchain network?
Okay, you should understand the fact that this project is fully going on based on the BSC chain. You know, this is something that won't give you a high level of tax, and this is something that charges you less than other networks. This is something that is as fast as you expect it to be, and it is completely traceable. You can trace, you can follow up every single one of the transactions. This is blockchain and everything is transparently showing, okay? You can check the contracts and that's it. On the other hand, we have actually chosen this network, BSC, okay? That is, in comparing to other networks, that is much more easier to be used and has more popularity in comparing to other things. And this is actually something that I, myself, truly appreciate the dev team.
And what are you going to say to newcomers and users?
Okay, that was a brilliant question. Thank you. This is an opportunity to tell you, my friends, that this project doesn't have any jargon or complexity for the new users. It has been built up based on a super obvious form of simplicity. Both the new users and the experienced ones will like it, okay? Yesterday, I was talking to some of our friends, and they were experienced people in the market. They said that, okay, we as experienced users appreciate every single aspect of this project because you guys have thought about whatever that a project needs. And this is actually something that I truly love. You know, this is actually something that I cannot ignore it, because whatever you truly need in a crypto space, I would like to say that you can find it in TurboLoop, and there is no need to step out of the system. There is no need to step out of the ecosystem. And the only risk you may take right now is not to be in. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your invitation. I am really, really honored, and it's my pleasure to be here as the global ambassador of the project, the English presenter, and a normal user of the project, just like every one of you. Do your own research and have fun.
All right, so we have another guest for the event who is around. Sorry, can we know your name, sir?
All right, thank you. My name is Mr. Okeme.
Mr. Okeme, nice to have you around. Mr. Okeme, from your experience so far at this wonderful soft launch of TurboLoop, what do you think the future looks like?
Okay, what I think about the future of TurboLoop is that it's great, and given the fact that it's transparent, you are allowed to do whatever research you wish to do about TurboLoop. There's nothing hidden, obviously hidden about TurboLoop, and as such, I feel it's worth investing. I see the future being brighter and greater with TurboLoop. I see we having a kind of a safety of an investment, because series of program stuff like this came up, but then we could not really verify their sources, and their promises were just fake promises to say. But this, it's they've proven themselves, given a face to the project, and then making it traceable kind of. So whatever issue you have, there's no question about TurboLoop. Most beautiful thing about them, there's no question that they will not answer regarding the investment, and this is the most important aspect of it. So I give it to TurboLoop. Yeah.
Amazing. So in a nutshell, you have just said that it is stay with me, we're not done. In a nutshell, you are saying it is decentralized, right? So everybody can have access to information on the platform, and they always attend to clients when the need arises. Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure to have you around. God bless you.